Hello, friends. This is Grandpa Hickory. This is my What's Going On series continuation. And today we're going to be talking about the problems with renting. I'm going to tell you, it's like it's a scam. It's like we're all being scammed. I live in a senior citizen community right now. It's a complex. And I live in a little bitty apartment. The rent was $5.25 a month. It went to $9.75 a month a year ago. And my neighbors were telling me that they've heard that they're going to $1,400 a month. I just had a neighbor that just moved out from here. He's got leukemia. He's had a lot of problems, a lot of health problems. And they came to him. He's got a little one-bedroom apartment, and mine is a two-bedroom, and very small apartments here. And they went from up to $1,000 a month on him, and then they went to $1,200 a month. Well, he can't afford it, so he had to move out. Well, it took him a long time to even find a place to move into, and I've heard back from him since that he's having major problems where he's renting at right now. They went up on his rent even more than what it was here. So this is happening everywhere. I've been going all over the place trying to find a place to rent. I live in Johnson, and I've got to get out of here. My rent's way too much. I live on Social Security. And, it's not just with elders having problems, senior citizens. Even young people are having problems. I've talked to a lot of people. They come to me and they say, "Hey, Grandpa, look, we don't know what to do. We can't even get married." And I said, "What do you mean you can't get married?" And they said, "Well, we have nowhere to move to." And they're living with their parents. And a lot of the young people nowadays are forced to live with their parents because they have nowhere to go. I mean, this is everywhere. And I even heard last week there was a woman, they talked about her on the radio. She lives somewhere in the United States, but they raised her rent to over $6,500 a month, I believe the amount was. I know it's around $6,000 a month. Now, do you know of any elders, any senior citizens that can afford to pay $6,000 a month? I can't. I don't know of anybody. I can't do that. Nobody can. Do you remember the hurricanes that they have that hit in Florida? There was a lot of people on the roads trying to get out of Florida in a hurricane, and they had to go get gasoline. And when they stopped at a service station to get gasoline, they were charging like $18 a gallon for gasoline. Some of them were charging $21 a gallon. Well, they sued these people. The governor of Florida, I think it was DeSantis, they come in on that. And he said, "We ain't putting up with that. You're not going to price gouge anybody. You're not going to do that. You're not going to scam people." Well, a friend of mine, we used to have, in the United States, it was called the Consumer Protection Agency. And they watched out for consumers. And people didn't price gouge like they do nowadays. Seems like it's open season everywhere. And this is all over the world, not just in the United States. I've got friends in UK, relatives in UK. And I know I have friends in Australia. And they're having the same problem there. It's like people's gone crazy. And they want to take advantage of their fellow man, and they price gouge them. And when you talk to them and ask them, "Why are you doing this?" they say, "Well, business is business. That's the way it is. And it's all about location. Location. People, this ought not be. This ought not be. What's going on? Why are people allowed to price gouge people? What's happened in America? What's happened in the world? People are no longer neighbors. We all have cell phones. It's just a terrible situation we're in. I mean, what's going on? Young people nowadays, they don't know what to do. I've had them, they've come to me and talked to me and said, Grandpa, what can we do? We can't buy a house. House is out of the question completely. I was hoping to buy a little piece of land and maybe buy a mobile home somehow, some way, if I could finance all of it. But now I'm having all this work done on my teeth. And my insurance don't pay for it. I got to pay for it all out of pocket. Isn't that nice? Medicare is not all cracked up about what it's supposed to be. Your dental insurance is a joke. It's a joke. But getting back to renting, this is everywhere. I drove all the way down to Stevensville, Texas. I went down there and they told me to come down. I'd called some people on the phone, went all the way down there, got all the way down there. You know, they were talking about cheap rent and everything. Boy, I thought, well, good, thank God, that's what I'm looking for. Well, I get down there and they were like $1,600, $1,800, $2,200 a month. Well, I left there. I went to Glen Rose, Texas. Checked around in Glen Rose, Texas. They run $1,200, $1,800 a month. And I shrugged my shoulder and held my hands up and I said, who can afford this? Who can afford this? I mean, that's like going in the bathroom every month, once a month, and taking 12 $100 bills, putting them in a commode and flushing them one after the other. Because if you flush them all at one time, it's going to stop up the commode. So, but you sit there and you flush them all down and they're gone. You say, well, I did it. I done it. I got it done for this month. Now I don't have to worry about it till next month. I'm telling you, we're in trouble. We really are. This is a thing that's happening nationwide. It's everywhere. I have a friend that lives in Maine, a very precious couple. They're elders, and they told me they don't know what they're going to do. I mean, their rent's gone to almost $2,400 a month. Now, people, we're talking $2,400 a month. Who can afford this? Nobody can. I've talked to a lot of people living here where I'm at right now. They're in the parking lot out there. They live in their cars. And they pull up in our parking lot here in the complex and they sleep in their cars. And these people are forced. This is the new homeless that we have nowadays. Everybody's moving into their cars. They're living in their campers, the ones that can afford to buy a used camper. And I talked to some people yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, might have been the day before, might have been last week. But they were telling me that they got a little bitty pickup truck and they went to an RV park and parked there. And they wanted $750 a month to park their pickup truck there in this RV camp, park, whatever it is. And this is every month. This is every month. And then you got to pay for your utilities, your electrical connection and your water connection. And you also have to pay them for trash pickup. So, you know, what do people do? Let me ask you that. The question of today, what do people do? Listen, I don't see this problem going away. I mean, you know, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm Grandpa Hickory, 613. And I'm asking you to help my channel to grow. And I appreciate your help. Appreciate all my subscribers and all you precious people that visit me. I want to give you a wave from Texas and let you all know that I love each and every one of you. And I'm not doom and glooming. I'm giving facts. I'm talking actual things that are going on in our nation, in our world. And like I just said, I don't see us getting out of this. People, I don't know what's around the corner, what's coming in the days ahead. God help all of us. Pray for us. Pray for all of your children, our children, your children. Pray for your neighbors. Pray for everyone in the world, because we're all in on this together. And that's what I try to tell these managers, these rental managers. I try to tell them, we're all in this together. And, we got to get along. And they are legally scamming all of us. They are legally price gouging every one of us. And there's no consumer protection agency. I called an attorney one day, and I was talking to an attorney, and he told me, Grandpa, they can charge you anything they want to charge you. They own that place. That's their property. You're living there. And I just told you about the man next door to me in this apartment, this one bedroom that had leukemia, and he was forced out because he went up on the rent so high. Well, I'm going to tell you something. He's having a terrible time in his situation. A terrible, terrible time. And you've got so many people everywhere that have health problems. They're just trying to make ends meet, and they're having to cough up all this money for rent. But they kept this man that was forced out because of high rent, that's got leukemia. They kept his $900 deposit, and they've let all of us know there's no such thing as a deposit. When you pay these people a deposit to move into your place, they're going to take it away from you. They don't give it back to you. They don't give it back. Well, we got this problem here. We didn't have it before until you moved out, and now we found out, and we're saying that this damage was done by you, so we're keeping your deposit. I hear this from so many neighbors and friends. I lived in Joshua, Texas for a while, and I had to get out of there because of the high rent. They got so high on me, I couldn't afford it. I had to move. Well, I moved over here. I thought it was cheap. Moved in at $525 a month. Now it's $975. Now they're talking $1,400 a month next June 1st, and I can't afford it. My back's against the wall. But hey, pray for everyone. Pray for all of us. Pray for our nation. Pray for everyone in the world. Our children, our grandchildren. What kind of future are they going to have? What's going on?